Hello, my name's Ormaster101.
I'm Jerry.
And today we're playing just a chill game called Coloring Game. Yeah, you color a thing, and it looks nice.
Oh, random fact. Mad cow disease has made a comeback.
Jesus Christ. Please explain how it started to make a comeback.
So, 70% of insects have disappeared since the 80s.
That's bad.
Yes, it is. It's like we're at the precipice of our own caused mass extinction.
Hmm. I'm just, doing a colorful picture to not really think about anything. One.
You know that kangaroos have 3 vaginas?
Wait, what? Why?
Don't exactly know.
I I need more context. Well, not just this is like the opposite of like hearing that ducks have corkscrew penises. And in turn that means female ducks have corkscrew vaginas.
Opposite way.
But sir, she has 8 legs, 6 vaginas, maybe more. Didn't the guy that made that comic work on the Sonic movie?
No idea.
I feel like he did. I don't know. Random fact: do you know that Flareon is the only fire type that can't learn Solar Beam?
It's not true.
What do you mean?
Not the only fire type that can't learn solar beam.
Oh, Incineroar can't learn fire. Wait, Incineroar can't learn Solar Beam either, right?
Yep.
Okay, I was wrong.
It's dark.
I mean,
Darkness. Dead.
you realize what Incineroar is supposed to be based off of, right?
Luchador.
I mean, yes, but he's supposed to be based off the heel in like wrestling. You know, the wrestler that is that their whole character is actually being a mean person.
7. Flareon, Salazzle, and Incineroar cannot learn Solar Beam.
Salazzle? What?
Yeah.
Shit, hang on. I accidentally painted over something with the wrong color. This is real fun. I forgot how much fun painting is. I mean, why would you want your fire types to know a stupid grass move?
Ground and rock types exist.
No, they're illegal.
Did you know that Venusaur can use like Super Solar Beam, which is fucking ridiculous and has like 200 points of damage?
Wait, Super Solar Beam? How does that work?
Yeah, once we all look it up, Super Solar Beam.
Okay, so
It's fucking ridiculous. I just know it is.
I understand that having it be like having harsh sunlight probably factors into this, correct? Because that makes it so Solar Beam happens on one round. Okay.
In Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, solar power was increased from 120 base power to 200 base power.
Huh? That's
Which is
illegal.
further increased. It can go on one turn if there's harsh sunlight out.
Yep. That's illegal. Why'd they boost it?
Not entirely sure.
I mean, I guess that's on the same level as why'd they take out a bunch of moves in Sword and Shield, and it's like the reason why they took out a bunch of moves is because the moves that are pertaining to the moves that they took out were exclusive to certain Pokemon, and said Pokemon are not in the game yet. Because we still have Pokemon DLC. Yay!
And
What?
just kind of dumb.
Yeah. I am okay. Okay. I am okay with what they're doing for Animal Crossing. Like when it comes to content, where they're like giving out free. Apparently, they have 3 years of content ready for updates, and I can get behind that. Well, actually, at the same time, I can't really get behind that because you have people that like play the game via time travel, which is the only way for them to really enjoy the game because some people can't actively like actively play the game every day to be fulfilling about it. But like, I don't know where I was going with this. I'm almost done with this bird. This bird is the word. Actually, is this a bird?
Bird. The bird's a word. Bird.
No, stop it.
And yeah, in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Solar Beam is tied with Hyper Beam for the most damaging move in the game.
Jesus Christ. Actually, to be fair, I feel like the Pokemon Let's Go games are just sort of there so you could get your really OP, what's it called? What is the word I'm looking for? You know, it's a team tournament team. It's how you get your tournament team into, like, your OP. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Let's Go games, because I feel like it's geared more towards...
Newbies?
Well, yeah, it's geared towards newbies, but then the competitive scene sees it as a way to, like, supercharge their Pokemon for actual competitive battles and shit.
But the vast majority of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee you cannot transfer into the newer games.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I don't really pay attention to this because my Pokemon strategy when it comes to battles is use a move until they're dead.
I have a little bit more strategy of mine of like, oh, this move makes the other move more powerful, or I can just spam healing shit until the other one dies of starving.
Okay, see, that makes you a shithead then.
Okay, so Bulbasaur is like one of my favorite starters of all time,
Mm-hmm.
and I would be lying if I didn't say a vast majority of it was tanky enough that I could just spam Leech Seed and Poison Powder until the enemy succumb to death.
You would 100% be booed out of the stadium in, like, Sword and Shield. Like, if it was real life. Because, you know...
You, poison powder, and leech seed.
And my work here is done. Bulbasaur, use synthesis for the rest of the battle. Oh.
I would usually do either poison powder, toxic, or sludge bomb if I wanted to do some damage.
Toxic
leech seed. Toxic is what?
Toxic is your best choice. Toxic is better than poison powder because...
Yeah, but you have to get through a TM, so it depended.
Right. Well, okay, so did you ever play Pokemon Gold or Silver, or Heart Gold and Soul Silver?
Yes.
Are you aware of Whitney?
Fucking Miltank, yeah.
Are you aware that there's a Pokemon that makes the battle 100% easier?
Chikorita?
Huh?
Chikorita?
No. In Goldenrod City, there is a person that is willing to trade you a Machop for a Drowsy. And this Machop, what's it called? It counters Whitney in every way, shape, or form. This Machop is female, so Whitney cannot charm it. Let's see. It's also, a fighting type, so it's resistant to most of all of her Pokemon, and it doesn't really get hurt a lot by Rollout from Miltank. And once again, it's a fighting type versus a normal type gym. You're doing like double the damage with using it as a fighting type and then using fighting type moves. Am I making sense?
I beat her on one of my first playthroughs because I used Onyx and I had a similar way of countering her of none of her moves did anything to me because I have Rock.
Uh-huh.
And Miltank only knows normal and Rock moves.
I'm trying to remember what gym number was Whitney?
There were 3.
She was 3? Okay.
Yeah.
So,
you had the bird and then the bug.
Okay. So I did fight. Okay. So have I told you this story
the
of
fucking bird gym? Who uses Pidgeotto as their fucking ace?
A dipshit. What was the bug gym leader?
You have Hoot right there.
Wait, you have who?
Hoot. Where you can do like confusion and like all the fucking stall shit or learn psychic moves. And you use Pidgeotto.
What was the bug type gym leader's ace in the hole?
So he wasn't as bad. Yeah, I want to say he had a Scyther and then like Butterfree and then maybe a Beedrill.
I feel like Ladybug was in his team.
No, I've had that. I like that Bugsy.
Okay.
His name was Bugsies.
Okay, anyway, my story about Pokemon Silver. This was the first game for the Game Boy. When I first got it, I was a young child. I think about in kindergarten or first grade, maybe? I'm not sure. So I didn't really like reading, so I ended up not reading a lot when it came to like games like Pokemon. And in a game like Pokemon, reading is kind of a good idea because you learn hints to go places. Anyway, I don't know how I did it, but I ended up at the Lake of Rage before way before I should be there. Like I haven't even beat the ghost type gym leader yet. Morty? Is that his name, Morty?
Yeah.
And, like, I I brute forced my way through several tunnels where you needed flash. And I ended up at the
First team you ever encounter, he has a Metapod, a Kakuna, and a Scyther.
Huh, okay.
And then when you rematch him, he has a Butterfree, a Beedrill, and a Scizor. And then when you rematch him for the final time, he has a Scizor, a Shedinja, a Yamega, a Pinsir, a Heracross, and a Vespiquen.
Huh.
And then in the Pokemon World Tournament, he has Scizor, Pinsir, Heracross, Shuckle, Fortress, Yamega, or he also can rotate in Armaldo.
Armaldo?
The one fossil bug.
Oh, yeah, the big one. The one that you get if you don't pick Cradilly.
Yeah, and for some reason, also, Sudowoodo, Quagsire, Tyranitar, and Weeping Bell can be on this team.
Those are certainly weird choices.
One of those are bugs.
One of these is not like the other. One of these is not the same. One of these kids is dead.
Hooray!
But, yeah, if you complained about Whitney, that fight, you just didn't explore Goldenrod enough, because there was an out for you. There was an easier way to fight her.
I think my first team ever was in Soul Silver. Or just no, it might have been either Soul Silver or Pokemon Crystal. But I had, at the end of the game, I beat Red with Feraligatr, Onix, Scizor, Umbreon, Dragonite, and I want to say Typhlosion.
What was your first Pokemon game that you got really what was the Pokemon game that you started playing Pokemon with?
I think Pokemon Crystal or Pokemon Soul Silver.
Okay, so Pokemon Silver was my first Pokemon game, but I didn't really play it. My first serious Pokemon game was Pokemon Emerald. Because a family friend of mine was playing it while I was hanging out with him over Labor Day. And I'm like, oh man, Pokemon's so cool. And then that's how I got into Pokemon. And then...
I remember for a long time I played Pokemon on my phone because I downloaded an emulator and played like Leaf Green and Pokemon Fire Red for the longest time.
Can I be honest?
What?
Kanto, I don't like it. I don't like the region.
Kanto, but I like it when I'm like in Johto, and then Kanto's like the extra thing I can go to.
It's like, I guess I don't like Kanto because just there's so many remakes for Kanto. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, out of all the regions, you can easily access a game right now to play like a Pokemon Red or Blue version. Like, you can get it on the 3DS eShop. Like, you can get Red or Blue or Yellow. Let's see. I don't feel like Pokemon Leaf Green or Fire Red are like those like super extra rare games that you have to pay like thousands of dollars to get. So you could buy it online for fairly cheap. I suppose if you still have like a Game Boy Advance or something.
I remember in high school, I think it was in high school, where I played in a tournament game where it was we all made teams and we all played through like the original Pokemon games. And we would all battle each other. And I got like second place. because the main guy used a team of all psychic Pokemon, because fuck him.
For people that
But
don't,
my team consisted, people don't realize, and for Generation 1, Psychic was borderline unbeatable because Ghost didn't have any super effective moves, and Bug types were shit.
yeah, like weren't all the Ghost type moves in the first generation, like were they all? They were all status ailments, right, of some form.
They didn't have any actual effective moves. Like Shadow Ball wasn't introduced till Generation 2.
Yeah, like you had Curse and Confusion Ray, I think.
The best move to use against Psychic types in the entire game was Twin Needle. 2 Pokemon could learn it.
Oh yeah. Also in the first generation, Ghost was the only what's it called? Ghost was the only weakness that Psychics had. Their weakness to
No, they were weak to Bug.
they were weak to Bug.
They were also weak to Bug, but Bug had no good moves.
Except for Twin Needle.
Yeah, which wasn't that good.
It was only good because the only reason you would use it is because it hit twice.
Yeah.
Wait, what about? Oh wait.
And only 2 Pokemon got it. And surprise, surprise, one of them wasn't even a Bug type.
What was one of them?
It was the Sandshrew line got it.
Oh. Oh no.
Why did the Sandshrew line get it and not any of the other Bug types except for Beedrill? I don't fucking know.
Competitive gameplay with never mind. Anyway. So
Team was Jolteon, Aerodactyl, Lapras, Gengar, Mew, and Tauros.
God, I'm trying to remember my first serious Pokemon team. The one that I remember the one that I can remember the most is probably my Sinnoh group. My Sinnoh team, but even then I don't remember it that well. Let's see. For Pearl, I had Torterra, a Lucario. I think I had a Palkia in my group because it was the legendary and I wanted to use them. I think I also had Gastrodon. God, I don't remember who all I had.
The last time I played Pokemon, the last full game of Pokemon I played Pokemon Crystal again. And I made it through. I beat Red with a Golem, a Ninetales, a Scizor, a Lantern, an Gyarados, and a Poliwrath. Because they were all Pokemon I'd never used before and decided I was going to use them.
Yeah, that's what I try to do when it comes to newer Pokemon games, is use a Pokemon that I haven't used before. But then Sword and Shield made that very difficult by having basically no new Pokemon. Hell, X and Y made it difficult by also having not a lot of new Pokemon.
Through X and Y with nothing but my starters and fossil Pokemon. For the longest time. I was just starters and fossil Pokemon. Let's go.
Starters and fossil Pokemon.
Here's my T-Rex and my Brontosaurus, and over there's Venusaur, and I don't really know what this fox is supposed to be, but that's my team.
Delphox?
Yeah, the Fox Witch. And I'm like, this is my team. Here we go.
I'm still trying to think of, what, the Kalos region's Pokemon were supposed to, I understand, were they supposed to be, D&D classes?
They were supposed to be a witch, rogue, and a paladin.
Oh, yeah, that's what Chestnut was, a paladin, basically. Well, we've been rambling for almost 25 minutes. I think it's about time to call it a...
The jalapenos. Texas uses 2 peppers, the jalapeno and the chili pepper. And their official dish, chili.
Chile.
This has been not Random Factor, mostly just Pokemon rambling.
Mostly just me painting pictures and us rambling about Pokemon. That was fun.
Bye,
Bye,
guys, gals,
everyone.
and non-binary pals.